Hi! In this video, we'll be spending a bookish day together. I did already go out and I forgot to film an intro, so we'll rewind it back to a few hours ago when I went outdoor. And I will already spoil that it's not only going to be about books, I'm also going to be trying on some clothes, because I was in the city. What else are you going to do than walk into a vintage store? So that's what you're going to look at right now. I do have my mic with me, but I have no idea if it's gonna be like busy outside, so I'm scared. Today we're going book shopping and I'm going to the secondhand bookstore again, but I'm also actually gonna look at some new books because I want to continue some series. So we're gonna see if they have them. I think I found a funny book. It's Death and Croissants, but it does have a bad rating on Goodreads, so I'm not sure if I want to get it. But the second one in the series is also here, and they're quite cheap, so maybe they do look fun. And it's kind of giving Murder Mystery, the movie. I don't know. It's fun. I found this book, Dingen die je alleen ziet als je er de tijd voor neemt, but I actually wanted it in English. I don't know if it is in English, I think so, but it's €8 and it's very interesting. I think it can help me. So yeah, I might still get it in Dutch, and yeah, I don't know. I think I want to get it. It does seem very interesting. I didn't yet really find any other books, and I see a lot of the same books that I've seen before, so maybe I come here too often. But I do also see some romance books that I am interested in, but I own a lot of romance books already. So yeah, I don't think I need to get more romance books right now. And I did also see this cover. I think this is the second in a series, maybe? Hi, I hope the wind is not too bad, but I'm outside right now. The sun is out and it's very, very cold and windy. But I just bought 3 books. I'll show you when I'm at home, and I think you already know from the film. And I also went shopping and bought some clothes that I'll also show you. Listen, I'm doing a low buy. It's not going great. We're not gonna, yeah, we're just gonna ignore that for right now. And I bought a cheese croissant and a nice oatmeal cookie, so I'm gonna eat and then probably read my book. I took Meet Me at the Museum with me, so that's what I'll be reading, and yeah, I'll chat to you more when I'm at home. So I'm back home, and I didn't actually end up reading Meet Me at the Museum outside because the sun is out, but it's still cold, you know? There's still wind and cold air, and no, I ate my croissant, half a cookie, and I went home again. I'm first just going to show you what I ended up getting. So I got this book, which I'll put the translation up if there is one, and if it is also translated into English. He did write another book with a similar cover, and I read like a few pages and I really didn't enjoy it. But this was on my want to read, and then I actually took it off because I was like, I didn't like the other one, I'm not gonna like this one. But I read a few pages in the bookstore and I'm like, no, I think this is going to be some interesting quotes that are maybe going to teach me something or make me aware of some things. And yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. And my problem with these kind of books is that I want to finish a book, you know? So I'll sit down and I'll read for an hour. But with this, I think it's more useful if I don't put it on my TBR and I don't put it on my well, I might put it on my currently reading list, but it's not something that I have the goal to finish within a month or any time frame. I just want to take my time and read some quotes when I feel like it. And then the other two books that I did get them wrapped because I really like this wrapping paper, and I'm going to try to very carefully open it so that I can reuse the wrapping paper. So first off, I got Mate, and like I might have said, this has a floppy cover. They're not the same size. I read Bright, and I saw that they did have the same size in the store, but I decided not to get it because this one has like a silver moon, and the one in the store had a white moon. And I mean, I like silver better, and also just the like, how do you the floppiness. I don't know. I like books that are floppy. I'm very excited to already have this book. I finished Bright one day ago. I finished it yesterday. So I am excited to get into this book, but I feel like I am going to wait a little bit because I want to try to actually get to my TBR. Because in February, I only read one of the books that were on my TBR. Yeah, I didn't finish the book club book. I didn't continue the other book club book. I didn't even start 3 of the books that were on the TBR, so it didn't go great. And I do want to kind of commit to it a little bit more. Like, I'm okay with not reading everything I put on my TBR, but at least half, you know? Usually with series, I do like to put a few books in between, but not too many, because then I forget. And here's the thing. I went to the bookstore because I wanted to get more days at the Moritaki bookshop. And the last time I went to the bookstore, I also wanted to get that book, and they were like, oh, it's going to be in a few days. It wasn't. And then I went again, and it wasn't again, but they're very nice, by the way. They just say, like, oh, we can order it for you. But I like to search for it myself, and I like to, I don't know. But what they did have, the Baby Dragon bookshop. I'm very excited about this one as well. At Upland Eye, which is the vintage secondhand clothing store that I went to, there was this one vest that had like, it was a very much like a Japanese style with big sleeves and a snatched waist and like a nice V neck. It also had pockets. How amazing is that? But I thought the fit was just a little bit off, and the fabric was polyester. If you don't know, that's not a good fabric. Then I put on this skirt that I did end up getting. I was really debating whether I wanted to get it or not. It was quite expensive, like 50 euros, which I don't know. I think that's quite expensive. But the thing is, I feel like this skirt could either go with a boho outfit, but it could also go with like a gothic outfit. So I feel like it could go both ways. However, I sadly don't really think that it's office appropriate. But maybe if I put like a belt and some loafers and just like maybe a button up or just a clean black shirt. Oh, well, why would you put a dirty black shirt? But no, I'm just like, you know, a neat looking professional looking shirt. I don't know. Is that a thing? Is that going to work? I just don't think it's office appropriate, but that's fine. The thing is, okay, I am doing a low buy where I'm allowed to buy 35 clothing items, and I feel like I've already bought 15, and we're 2 months into the year. It's a problem. Yeah. But we're gonna cheat the system, and I'm gonna allow myself to buy more clothes if I get rid of clothes. So if I can buy those 35 items, but then if I go over it, if I buy one more item, I need to get rid of 2 items. With the books, it's going fine. I'm allowed to buy 50 books, which is a lot of books. It's not really a low buy. I made some rules because I thought that's reachable, that's doable. I did also end up getting the Panther print because I really like the sleeves. These are the sleeves. They're like so big, and I don't know, I think that's a lot of fun. There were also some other items. This button-up blouse looks amazing. I love this color, but it was so itchy, so I had to get rid of it. Didn't want it. I also tried on this top, and oh, it's so pretty, but it doesn't fit, and I looked it up online, and it's like 80 euros online, and it was only 15 euros in the store, but I would not have been able to fix it because it was just too small for me. And I also really like this top that I tried on with the embroidery, but the sleeves were just too short. I do not enjoy that. I need some longer sleeves. This is not the vibe for me. So I think for the rest of the day, I'm gonna read, maybe. I do also feel a bit excited to clean out my closet, so I feel like maybe I'm just gonna listen to an audiobook while doing that. That's an option. But I also want to film my wrap up for this month or last month. And I also want to film my book journal updating. We'll see in the next clip what I'm doing. I just filmed my wrap up for the month of February, and I got into the first. They're not really chapters, I think. They're writing letters to each other, so you can stop when you finish a letter and then continue later on. I'm at page 15, so I'm not at all far into it, but so far I am really enjoying it. It's about a woman who's 60 years old, and she wants to go to a museum in Denmark. She was supposed to go with her friend. They just kept putting it off. And then at some point, sadly, her friend passed away. So now she's considering going by herself. And she wrote a letter to an old teacher that works at that museum, but he already passed away as well because he's like he would have been 104 years old if he did still work there, but he wouldn't probably be working there. Anyway, there's another man and he replies to the letter, and now they're communicating, and he's kind of telling her that she should come to the museum and he'd love to share his thoughts and his point of view on the things that are in the museum. And they're just, I feel like they're gonna share life lessons, or I don't know, I already underlined or annotated a sentence. I can look it up actually. It says, I will accept insignificance in exchange for a peaceful life. That's basically like there are people who have a significant life, but they had to deal with a lot of violence, and he just says that he'd rather not have to deal with that much violence and be forgotten, and that would be better, or that he would at least feel more comfortable with that, and it doesn't matter to him that much to be remembered. But I feel like it's going to be very interesting, and I hope they do meet at one point in the book. I'm very excited to continue. And there's also this book going around called The Correspondent, And I do want to read that book as well, but I feel like it's the same concept where it's also divided up into letters that are written, but these are letters of two people writing to each other, and I feel like the correspondent is a bit different. But I'm very interested to continue the book, and I actually think my mother-in-law would also enjoy this book, so might lend it out to her. Yeah, I am really enjoying it, but I mean I'm 15 pages in, so I don't really know where it's going. But I feel like for the rest of the day, I'm gonna have dinner pretty soon, and then I might read a little bit more, but I also have to do some editing, and I just want to do nothing. I mean, yeah, I want to scroll on my phone. That's, yeah, just being honest. I do plan on doing some editing, but I can't film me doing that because I do that on my phone and I film on my phone. So I think I'm gonna stop the video here, and I hope you enjoyed coming along with me on this free day that I had where I went book shopping but also clothes shopping and where I read my book. Not a very productive day though. Yeah, I still have some laundry I need to put away. Anyway, if there are any books that you're really wanting to buy, let me know. I'm curious to see what's on your wish list. For me, it's still more days at the Morisaki bookshop, but I'm not going to order it. I'm just going to wait until I see it and then I can grab it myself. I don't know. It's more fun. And I also want to buy the correspondent, but I was going to look for it today, but I forgot. But I did already spend quite a bit of money, so maybe it's good that I kind of forgot to look for it. But yeah, let me know what's on your wish list. I am very curious to see what your. Oh, for me also, The Curse of the Wolf King or something. That's a book I've been wanting to buy for a very long time, but I keep putting it off because I think I want like a hardcover with a pretty cover, but I want to make sure it's pretty, so I don't want to order it because when I order a book, usually it gets to my house and it's like damaged. So I want to buy it physically, and I haven't yet seen it in any store. So we'll see. But either way, thank you for watching this video, and if you want to like and subscribe and all that YouTube stuff, then you can. This feels so stupid to say. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!